Preparing for any professional exam requires a certain amount of planning. You cannot just dive into the preparation without knowing what the exam and what the subject is all about. In this video, I am going to tell you how to make sure that through the correct planning and preparation, how can you pass your professional exams with ease without putting too much burden on yourself. Let's start with, say, any skill level paper in the ACCA exams. Now you know that apart from audit, all the other papers have 60 marks worth of multiple choice questions and 40 marks worth of constructed response questions. Now, how do you plan the preparation bit so that you don't feel any pressure in the exam? Let's first of all understand the paper pattern. For each of these exams, you should know how many multiple choice questions, how many multiple task questions, and how many constructed response questions. For these 4 papers at the skill level, apart from audit, those papers which have 60 marks worth of MCQs, you should plan to spend around the first 80 to 90 minutes at max on the multiple choice questions. This is the maximum amount of time, and once the 90-minute timeline is reached, you should move on to the constructed response questions. Now, the first part is analyzing which topics are tested more in section A, which topics are tested in section B, and which topics are tested in section C. While ACCA does not provide a one-size-fits-all approach, and the ACCA has nowhere specified that this topic will come and this topic will not be tested, past experience, looking at past examination papers, talking to people around you will give you an insight into which parts of the ACCA exam test which syllabus areas. So that should be your first step, and you should then make a list of all the multiple choice questions that are there. By list, I mean, say for example, you are looking at different kits, exam kits, make a list of how many MCQs in exam kit A, how many MCQs in exam kit B, and how many questions on the ACCA study hub. Once this part is established, you know that you have to finish, say, 600 questions in the next 20 days. That means every day you should attempt anywhere between 30 to 35 questions, keeping a little buffer. So that is how you should plan that every day I will do 30 multiple choice questions. Now 30 multiple choice questions, assuming maximum 3 minutes per question, is only 90 minutes a day. That means just by devoting 90 minutes every day, you can attempt to complete your discussion of multiple choice questions in 20 days. Now, moving on to the constructed response questions, you should know that if the exam is the first time you are attempting answers to multiple choice, if the examination time is the first time you are attempting long form constructed response questions, you will definitely not be able to finish it. You should make an attempt to solve at least 20 to 25 constructed response questions. The first time you take up a question like this, it will take you around 90 minutes or even more to finish one question. But do not let that discourage you. When you practice 1 or 2 questions every day, you get used to typing, you get used to understanding the syntax of the question, the expectation of the examiner, and once you are in the groove, your typing speed also improves and you will be able to manage one question in anywhere between 45 to 50 minutes. This kind of regular practice is super critical. Otherwise, you will find it difficult to recollect things and type those out when you are writing your ACCA exams. A lot of students often come to me with one question, that Satyamedh, my typing speed is very slow. How do I tackle? The best way to do this is to practice at least 30 minutes of typing every day. And don't pick up any random material. Open your ACCA study material. Take up theory topics that you know are going to be tested in the exam. Every day for 30 minutes, read the theory topic and type it out after you have read it. This will ensure that A, you are doing effective revision, you are going through each and every word, and it will also help you to improve your typing speed. Apart from that, time management happens to be a very important aspect for clearing your exams. In my opinion, around 40 minutes for section A, another 40 minutes for section B at max, and then the remaining time should be allocated for section C. In these papers, please understand that the key to clearing the exam is knowing the multiple choice questions. If you get anywhere between 45 to 50 out of the total 60 marks in section A and B together, then answering the constructed response questions is not going to be tough, and it is not also going to put any extra pressure on you. See, remember, there is no negative marking, but that doesn't mean you don't pay attention to which options you are choosing. In constructed response questions, it is quite possible that what you write might not align with what the examiner expects. So even after you think you have written the best possible answer, you will end up not getting marks. But in multiple choice questions, that is never the case. If you write one correct answer, you will get the marks. There is no scope for any variation there. So please keep these things in mind. Prepare a study planner, get it vetted and approved from one of your faculties or mentors, and make sure that you start preparing for your exam right now. To know more about how to prepare for ACCA exams, drop us a comment in the comment section below and we'll be there to help you. Thank you.